Okay, this is my first update for my Project Tin Pan. I started this on March 1st, so it's been about 2 weeks since I started. I do have some progress on some items, some not so much, but let's get into it. Okay, and the first product that is empty is the Pixi Tinted Brilliance Lip Balm, and this was in Unique Pink. And this met a very unfortunate end. I was maybe about a day away from finishing it anyway, up to the plastic, which is where I had intended to stop because I really don't like this. And it was next to me and I forgot about it. And I pulled out a heating pad, set it on top of this, and it melted. But it didn't melt into the cap. There are holes in there, and it actually melted into the base of this thing. But I am going to count that as being done. I was basically done with it anyway. I had about a day. It was only about this big, and I'll put a picture of how much there was in this. So I pretty much used up most of it, but I am going to, for these, put the cost of the item somewhere around here. This was a sample size, and the full size I think is 14, so I'll figure it out and put the cost right up here. But because that was done so soon, I'm going to throw in the Sugar lip treatment. And I am right there. I have used this already a little bit, so if there's any progress from the time before, I'll put a picture. There. Then the thing that I have to get rid of is the Flower Concealer. My mark rubbed off. I did use just, there's the little bit of the mark. So I did use just a little bit of this, but it was fine one day. The next day it smelled really bad. So I guess this has gone off, so I'm going to get rid of that. However, I am going to throw in the Benefit Fake Up, which is my last under eye concealer, and I'm basically done with that, but I am going to dig into this because it is my last under eye concealer. So I'm going to get the use I can out of that before I have to buy a new one. Then I finally finished this Rimmel Scandaleyes. I went to sharpen it and all the stuff came out into the sharpener. This was in my grouping of leftover items, so it was just one of many that will count as one, but I did finish this finally. Then I have the Benefit Hello Flawless, and there was my mark from last time, and you can see I've barely made any progress. It's not really enough to mark at all. I've used this a few times. I'm afraid though that it's starting to go off. The smell is not bad necessarily, but it's definitely stronger than it was before. So I may end up having to throw this out if it ends up going bad. Then I have the Viva La Juicy perfume here, and I am right there. This was where I started, and this is where I am now if it's level. So I think I'm doing pretty good on this. I should be able to finish this in plenty of time. Then I have the Avon Footworks Lavender Comfort Foot Soak. This, I can't really tell. It's a very opaque bottle, and holding it up to the light does not show me where it is, although it's not very light today. However, I used maybe about 3 capfuls of that, so you know, I did use a little bit of it, and I figure if I use it about once a week, I should be able to do the whole thing. It was weird. I was expecting it to be more liquidy. It was more like a bubble bath consistency, so I may actually end up using it for that in the end, just to finish it out. Then I had the Dear Berry Ice Cream Hand Cream in vanilla. When I started, this was sealed, so it's completely full. It is now to right here. And I did use this some. There was a big air bubble in this when I started it. So when I first squeezed it, a bunch of air came out first. So I'm not sure how much of this part up here was actually air in the beginning, but I did get this far, so I should finish that shortly. Then I have the Mane and Tail Daily Leave-In Conditioning Treatment, and it is right here. And I do actually like this. I can actually spray a decent amount before it makes my hair feel gross, because that's a big problem with leave-in conditioners for me. There's a thin line between enough and way too much. And I have not used this at all. This is the Black Sugar Mask, and I just haven't opened it. I have my Glam Glow and my Finish 5 by Cinco de Mayo that I want to get out of the way first before I start that one. Then I have the Time Shift Toner from Tosawung, and it was new and full when I started, and now I am right here. I don't really want to mark on this bottle. It's nice glass, so I might keep this bottle afterwards. But I am right here. And what I'll probably do is take pictures so I can see progress. Then I have the Etude House Face Conditioning Fixer, and this is like a setting spray, and it was new when I started, and I am right there now. And I don't really know if it does anything. I've never felt like setting sprays have done much for me, but I'm using it. Then I have the Too Faced Milk Chocolate Bronzer, and it looks like this. I will insert a picture of what it looked like before and after, so you can see some progress. When I looked at the old picture, I could see just a little bit of progress. Like this was a little bigger and this was a little bigger, but this bronzer is taking me forever. Then I have the MAC MSF Natural in Light, and it looks like this. Honestly, this is going to be really hard to tell that there's any progress at all until it gets completely flat. So, you know, I'll continue to update pictures of this, but there probably won't be any real progress that's visible until I really get into it. And then I have these eyeliners. This is El Dorado from Urban Decay, and this is the Whiskey and Zero dual-ended pencil. And I've been using them, but there's no noticeable difference. I've got the Zero in the waterline. Fortunately, Zero doesn't stay for me. The Urban Decay ones do not stay for me in the waterline, so I don't use it like that often. And then I've been using the Whiskey on my eyebrows because the reddish tints in that don't really make much of a difference for me. Then I have the Ladykin Vampire Dark Repair Youth Activator, and I was measuring it like this, so I am on the second line right there, so I've got just a little bit used up. I do use one dropper. It comes in a dropper like this, so I do use one dropper at night only, because I use an essence during the day. So I do use that every night, but it's not a ton, so we're getting there. Then I have the Eva NYC Clean It Up shampoo, and it was new when I started, and it is right there now, and I actually really like this stuff. So I'll be sad when it's gone. I want to buy some more. Then I have the Shara Shara Petite Friend Matte Lip Crayon. And this is basically the worst. I have used some. It's now right here. It says it's pink, and it doesn't really show up. It says it's matte, but it's really not. I've actually just been using this as lip balm. I'll just put it on like lip balm, and it's, for the day, it's just fine that way. So I'll be glad when that's done. Okay, then my last item was a bunch of items, and I don't know that I'll get into those just because it was a lot of stuff and I haven't used a lot of it, or not enough to really make a huge difference on. So I'll go through a few things that I feel like there's actually some sort of progress to show. And the first one is the e.l.f. Translucent Mattifying Powder. I am just clearing out the edges on that, so I should probably be done by the next update on that one. I have the Benefit Eye Bright. It is this little stubby thing. It is never ending, but I feel like I'm getting close to where it won't sharpen anymore. The wood is getting hard, but so far I've been able to sharpen it. Every time I think it won't be able to anymore, it does it again. So, and then the only sample I think that I've really made some progress on is this, where I have hit the bottom of the jar. This is the Collagen Moistful Enriched Cream from Etude House. And then this Jack Black thing, Double Duty Face Moisturizer, and it was kind of puffed out and now it's flat. So I'm working on this. There is actually a lot of product in this. Pretty much all the other samples I barely used, so there's no real point in talking about them because I didn't think you could see progress on those in the first place. But that is everything for my first Project Pan update, and I will be back in another 2 weeks with another update. Hopefully something will be done by then. But I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.